The fate of the delivery and labor unit here at Johnson Memorial Hospital in Stafford Springs has been decided. I'm Kaylee Collins with details on a new agreement coming up.
An animal cruelty case here in Hamden is one of the worst this shelter has ever seen. I'm Julia LeBlanc, and we'll explain coming up.
Also, a famous news satire website won the bidding to buy Alex Jones's Infowars, and they had some pretty notable help putting together that winning bid. But it's not a done deal yet. We'll tell you about a new roadblock this morning.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks for starting yours off with us at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lambert. It's another cold start to the day outside, but a weekend warm-up is ahead. So let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Scott. Good morning to all of you and to you, sir.
Good morning to you. Just got to get through today, and then we're back to business for temperatures that are going to feel kind of like what we've sadly grown accustomed to. Very warm, very mild. That said, a little bit of a breezy way to end the week. We do have temperatures on the upswing. Temperatures should be in the low 50s. That's a little, yesterday was a little cooler than that, but we'll rebound nicely today. There is rain eventually in the forecast. We'll talk about it. What is still in the forecast? The fire dangers, red flag warning still in effect. Goes through today. Obviously, the winds, the culprit there. Dry conditions prevailing once again. Wind gusts upwards of 15 to 20 miles an hour out of the northwest later on today. A couple clouds out there this morning, but really nothing of note. Certainly nothing in terms of rain. There's a little bit down to the south, and that is it. And got to head down all the way to Cape May, Jersey before you find anything of measurable precip. Temperatures down to 30 degrees in the capital city as we speak. 35 in New Haven, Groton, Norwichtown, 29. Look at the quiet corner. Windham County into the mid-20s this morning, rebounding the temperatures into the upper 50s. So, yeah, I absolutely think sweaters in the cards for today again, because it is getting to that time where that's going to be the normal piece of clothing necessary out there. But not yet. And what about the weekend? You may leave the sweaters at home. We'll talk about that coming up. 6:02, let's go to the roads and say hello once again to my buddy Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Good morning, man. I feel like I just saw you.
We did.
I know.
We were out last night at the same event for a little bit.
Exactly.
So.
All right. Well, on the roads this morning here at 6:02, things are looking pretty good across the board here. So along 84 and also 95 and 91. We'll take a peek at Route 2 over in East Hartford this morning. Just showing you that volume is very light at this hour here, and so your drive times through the capital city reflect that. Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge on Route 2 West is a 6-minute drive. Team America?
Rachel, thanks. The labor and delivery unit of Johnson Memorial Hospital in Stafford Springs will remain closed. The Connecticut Office of Health Strategy announced that decision yesterday.
And Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is live outside the hospital in Stafford Springs now with why some people have concerns about this decision. Kaylee.
Good morning, Tim, Erica. Yeah, this decision comes after months and months of negotiating. The labor and delivery unit here at Johnson Memorial Hospital shut down briefly or temporarily back in 2022, and it was decided just yesterday that that will remain the case. Now, the hospital had been fighting since back in January of this year to keep that unit open, or to reopen it rather, but they did strike a deal with OHS just yesterday. Now, as part of the agreement, OHS says maternal and infant health will still be prioritized. The statement says in part, quote, "This agreement permits termination of labor and delivery services at the hospital, but holds Johnson Memorial Hospital accountable to the community they serve and to the state of Connecticut for maintaining access to all levels of maternal and infant health care." Now, some are against this agreement. State Senator Jeffrey Gordon says the decision was made without proper input and will have adverse effects on families who need care in this remote part of the state. Gordon stated in part, quote, "These services are vital to expectant mothers and families who cannot otherwise access this care or easily be transported elsewhere in emergencies." He continued, "I am disappointed by the negotiated settlement and that the public, town officials, and legislators were not included in the decision-making process." Now, OHS says that it will conduct an independent study to determine whether or not a birthing center might make more sense for this area instead. And in the next hour, we'll hear what the owner of the hospital had to say about all of this coming up. Reporting live in Stafford Springs this morning, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Kaylee, thank you. An animal shelter says it needs help as it continues to provide around-the-clock care for a dog that survived abuse.
Yeah, this is at a shelter called Where the Love Is. They said the dog is getting better each day, but as Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc reports, there's still a long way to go.
One of the people here at the shelter says Ryder was found in the worst condition she's ever seen, and now they need the public's help to bring her back to her lively self. Before we show you how Ryder is doing, we want to warn our viewers, some of the images are disturbing. The 8-year-old pit bull mix is now under the care of fosters through Where the Love Is Animal Rescue in Hamden. Still, the pup is taken to the animal hospital every 2 days for treatment. This after Julia Pisani with the shelter says Ryder was found in dire condition at a home in Hamden last month. She says it seems she was left outside and not being fed. Pisani says another animal advocate tipped them off to Ryder's living situation, and shelter volunteers rushed to save her. Now she has a serious wound that needs intense treatment. So far, they've spent $15,000 keeping her alive, and they don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
We're really doing everything we can, and the number keeps growing, but we definitely, if there's anything about this rescue group, we will not stop until she is 100% healthy.
Now, Pisani says they've raised $3,000 to care for Ryder so far, but they need a lot more help, and we'll show you how on FOX61.com. In the meantime, we're told that authorities are investigating this case. We are in Hamden. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Julia, thank you. A federal judge has ordered a hearing now into the sale of Alex Jones' Infowars to the news satire website The Onion, which won it in auction. Jones and his lawyers say the trustee who oversaw that auction yesterday changed the process only days before.
Yeah, but the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims say they support the sale. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst joins us with more details.
Just hours after this announcement, the Infowars website was shut down. The Sandy Hook families have been trying to silence Jones, and their lawyer now says, quote, true accountability meant an end to Infowars and an end to Jones's ability to spread lies.
It's just poetic justice.
Thursday's satirical news outlet The Onion announced it successfully acquired Alex Jones's Infowars.
This is turning a chapter on a very, very painful moment.
Jones owes more than $1 billion in defamation suit compensation to the families of the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting after he falsely claimed the shooting was a hoax.
The families are so relieved. The misinformation, the painful, cruel misinformation that has been visited upon them will be staunched.
The families of 8 Sandy Hook victims and 1 first responder backed a bid by The Onion to purchase Infowars' intellectual property, including its website, customer lists and inventory, certain social media accounts, and production equipment. The Connecticut families even agreed to forego a portion of their recovery to increase the overall value of The Onion's bid. The exact price has not been released. In a statement, Chris Mattei, attorney for the Connecticut plaintiffs, said, quote, by divesting Jones of Infowars' assets, the families and the team at The Onion have done a public service and will meaningfully hinder Jones's ability to do more harm. Infowars has long fueled misinformation and conspiracy theories, but now The Onion says it's changing that. The outlet says it will be working with the gun violence prevention organization Everytown for Gun Safety to turn Infowars into a site of humor, relaunching in the new year.
What we will basically be trying to do through this new alliance is reach all Americans. And the truth is that Americans believe in gun safety. They believe in common sense. Everytown and The Onion together will open a new chapter on Infowars, and a chapter that is devoted to the issue of gun safety.
Jones says he does plan to file legal challenges against the sale. In the studio, Emma Wolfhorst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
2 Yukon students face charges for an alleged threat inside one of the dining halls there. Police say they reenacted a viral TikTok video. One of the students yelled commands and held a black cell phone with 2 hands to make it look like a gun. Police say the other student filmed the entire thing. UConn says the students face discipline and could be expelled.
No one was hurt in a house fire in Avon, but the house itself appears to be heavily damaged. This is what firefighters arrived to when they got to that home on Timber Lane. Crews believe the fire started in the garage around 5 p.m. Here's a different view of the fire from a member of the FOX61 team. You can see a bit of the flames going all the way through the woods. Power lines also came down in front of the home, and that started a small brush fire. And that other small brush fire has since been put out. Now, Eversource did turn off power in that neighborhood as a precaution, but the power company's outage map this morning doesn't show any issues in the area. Roads are also back open. We're told one person was home at the time, but again, nobody was hurt. We still don't know how the fire started.